Crazy Dave, he's paralyzed. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. I've never seen that before. Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to the Needy Acropolis. We're continuing the colony that I started the other day on live stream, playing around with the new update that's still in test phase for oxygen not included. I think overall things didn't go too horribly with the colony in the stream, but I was a little unfocused as I was trying to pay attention to the chat and stuff, so things ended up being maybe a little bit more chaotic than I'd like them to be. I've also had some time since the stream to do a little bit of playing around and experimenting with some of the different features in the new update. That's given me a better sense of how I can go about kind of controlling my thermal management, which I think is going to be something that's kind of sort of key to ensuring that your colony prospers. Things are, as I said, a little bit chaotic at the moment, so we have too much heat going on down here in the lower right-hand quadrant of my colony. People were kind of getting, what do they call it? It's not singed, it's scalded. People are getting scalded when they come down here. In part because I've got these like super hot temperatures in here. It's practically molten, and that's not so good. I didn't cut into this this ice biome over here because I was not interested in cutting into the vacuum in here. But I think we're just going to forego that. We'll put in an airlock door, and that'll give me a couple of things that I can do there. But as I said, I've had a chance to do some experimenting and figure out sort of where some of my gaps were and what I want to tackle in trying to stay on top of managing my colony a little bit better, and in particular the thermal side of things. So I have a much better handle on how the thermal management works in the game. So I want to spend a little bit of time and play recovery mode, and we'll kind of get everything set up that way. In terms of our oxygen production, I've set up the ventilation system while we were on the stream. So we have this running now, and it'll take care of distributing the air for us, so we don't have to worry so much about the lack of algae that I've had. But ultimately, I am probably still going to want to get into the slime production at some point in this game. Maybe not today, because I think today we're gonna do most of our work on tidying up how things are working. I do need a few more resources to finish out the ventilation into the living quarters where the duplicants are living. We do have some people that are running slightly high on the stress meter, so we're gonna try and take care of that today. We're gonna tackle this heat problem down here and solve that. I do have some solutions for that in place, and part of it just comes from understanding the thermal properties of the different building materials that you can work with, and then making use of those. So, as I said, done a little experimenting. Let's see if we can get the colony on a roll here. Get things back on track so we're progressing in the way I'd like them to. I think of all the colonies that I've built in the last little while, this is the one that's been the most disorganized. I mean, everything looks sort of tidy in here. A little bit of a food shortage. Let's make sure we got some production going. Yes, we do. Sand and stuff down here. So with us scalding, we've got some people that's gotten a little bit injured, but you know, we can deal with that. We'll get them all healed up full again. In terms of research, things have been progressing relatively well that way. We only have a couple more things left to research, and then I can just destroy the 2 different research items, and that will certainly save on some of the thermal issues. The 2 pieces we really need to take care of still are fine dining and the med bay. Now the med bay is going to require the supercomputer. It's been running a little bit on the warm side, but we're going to tackle that probably first so that we can get that research taken care of. My coal generator is broken. It's not currently running. Let's try and speed this up a little bit. I want to see how the temperature change is happening on this thing. 57, 56. So it is starting to cool down, but it's running super duper hot. It's basically just a giant furnace sitting right there. You can see there's a number of different duplicants that are injured, and that's certainly not helping with my stress level. But let's tackle that first. Look at Zavrand and King Golden can jump on a massage table here. That will start to deal with some of their stress a little bit. Now, people are injured. Who can we take care of here? A chair is... He's got moderate wounds. Let's maybe get a chair on the med table so we can start getting him healed up. We do have a little bit of building to do here. I've extended a ladder up this way so we can grab some more of this copper so that hopefully we can start to finish some of that out. We have our gas pipe over here that's right full of hydrogen right now, but we don't have this thing hooked up to any power support. So I'm not sure... I think once we get the wire connected, that's when it'll start to kick in and start to drive a little bit. Consume some of that hydrogen. Which will be good, actually, because this is kind of starting and stopping in fits and starts. Oh, we got scalding going on again. All right, so down here we have a definite temperature issue also with this. You know, the funny thing is, like, what do you mean no restrooms? There's restrooms right here. Full bladder. Toasty environment. Holding breath. All right, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. They're saying there was no restrooms. Maybe just in the area that he was in. That's very strange. So this is definitely very toasty down here, the water purifier. It's been overheating. It's awaiting repair also. But I think we can solve for that soon. I think this is going to hurt a bit, but I think step number one is we're going to deconstruct this this coal power plant. It's too big of a heat source right now, and that really just causes more problems than it solves. I'm going to also take this, and we'll open the door here for now. Ultimately, I'm going to blow this out so we can go out into this ice biome where we can start to leverage that a little bit. There's definitely going to be some scalding that goes on unfortunately, when they go down near this coal generator, but that can't be helped for the moment. We do need to get that taken care of. Oh, Pig Rider 32. Let's get him on this table because he's actually really hurting. He's going to wind up dying on me. We'll get someone else taking care of the coal generator. If we can get that blown away, then that will help a lot with the temperature buildup down here. It'll finally start to dissipate a little bit. Because it won't have this crazy hot thing. Oh, Crazy Dave is hurting too. You know what? We're probably going to need another table here in the short term. Ultimately, I want to swap that out. And there's a different, like a regeneration kind of a booth thing. But in the meantime, if we can get a table built there, let's maybe set a priority 6 on that so we can get this built sooner rather than later. And that will certainly help a lot. Our air pressure is clearly dropping as our plants are stifling, which isn't going to do good things for our food supply. It's still breathable in here, and this is still pumping, but it needs to keep going at a very consistent rate in order for us to get a good supply out of it. And we also need to distribute the air over to this other area. Until we can do that, I think we're going to have a bit of a plug up there. But again, we're low on metals. So it looks like they've actually did a little update to the game to add more metal to the starting area. And I think more algae also, because I think in making some adjustments, they sort of tweaked it to a degree where things were maybe a little bit more limited than they wanted them to be. Let's try and get down here and harvest some of this metal here sooner rather than later so we can get that taken care of. I did get the ladder set up here, but they'll have to do a bunch of building before they can get to that metal. So let's maybe get the low-hanging fruit first, as it were. All right, so that temperature source is gone. It's not going to produce any more heat. This thing is still not going to help. Who's getting scalded now? Where's the scalding happening elsewhere? Ooh, we got scalding up here now. Oh, he does not look happy about it. Wait a minute. Is Crazy Dave dead? Injuries? Paralyzing? What? How did he get scalded? This thing's not even running. Disable building. Somebody save Dave. How do we save Dave? I don't even know how we save Dave. Crazy Dave. He's paralyzed. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. I've never seen that before. Incapacitated. Time until death, 175 seconds. Holding breath. He's incapacitated and holding his breath. How do we even... I don't even know how we move him. Can we sweep him? Oh, we can't sweep Dave. Can we repair Dave? Well, Dave's broken. I have a physician on staff somewhere, I think. Oh, no. Don't go the bad way on me. Don't go the bad way on me. I don't know how to help him. Suffocating. He's suffocating. Don't build under him. Help him. He's suffocating. Oh, boy. Time until death, 140 seconds. If this duplicant's near death, they need to be rescued quickly. Duplicants must have an assigned cot to be rescued. Well, how do I rescue him? Hold on. Pig Rider, a chair, Zeverand. Fluffiest Teddy, Chandre, Crazy Dave. Okay, so he needs to be rescued. How do I rescue him? Stats assigned, details. It says I have to rescue him, but how do I rescue him? I don't know how. This is no good. Don't die, Dave. Don't die. Prioritize. Nope, we can't prioritize him. Can we mop him? Can't mop him. Can't sweep him. Can we dig him? Can't dig him. Can we harvest him? I could maybe take his organs a little bit. Nope. Can't sweep him. I already tried that. Can't deconstruct him. Oh, my goodness. I have no idea how to rescue him. The only thing I can think to try is to try maybe putting Crazy Dave on this medical table down here. See if maybe someone will pick him up and move him there. Somebody's got to do... There he goes. That's what you do. Holy cow. That was crazy. Come on. You pulled him out of the area, and what are you doing? Is he stopping for a bathroom break? Get him to the table. Somebody get him to the table. What are you doing? Okay, hold on. Priority. I can't prioritize this. Somebody get Dave on the table. Okay, he's in interrupted sleep. He's still going to die. It says he's going to die in 70-some odd seconds. There he goes. He got up. Get on the table. Get on the table. Oh, my gosh. All right, that was ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. That, wow. I don't even want to do that again. All right, this thing is turned off, so it's not going to produce any more heat. Let's not get anyone else scalded and incapacitated before we get a chance to try to make some sort of a rescue out of this mess. Who's suffocating now? Severe wounds, suffocating. Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on. Do I have any algae left? Tell me I've got, like, some form of algae here. No, I don't. So I can't even put... No, I shouldn't have put the medical cot down here, apparently. I should have put it up top. Suffocating is not so good. Crazy Dave, you can't stay here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. All right, he's not... No, it still says he's suffocating. Okay, you're gonna have to go up here or something. We'll go to bed. Oh, come on, you gotta get off the table. Go do something. I don't even know what. He's so injured. If he accidentally wanders in somewhere, he's gonna die. Okay, what can I... You know what? I can take all the jobs off of Dave. That's what I can do. Where's Crazy Dave? Crazy Dave, you don't have any jobs anymore. Okay? You just hang out up here in the living quarters where you can breathe. Oh, man. Just, you know... I started this off by saying I didn't think things were going that poorly, but, you know, clearly I'm not quite in the state that I want to be in. He's really injured. He's got severe wounds. I really need somebody to do some research here so we can get that medical pod to heal him up a little faster. He's finally getting a chance to rest, which, you know, might help a little bit. But he's in rough shape. And we don't have we don't have breathable air over here. Somebody needs to prioritize what's happening over here. Did we harvest? Okay, we did harvest some copper, so that should give us a chance in the plumbing to build out our gas vent. This, I think, is priority number one, getting the oxygen taken care of, particularly since it's cutting off at night. Why aren't the batteries producing power? Oh, I see. I'm not storing... yeah, good job, me. We're out of calories. We're low on air. Things are looking relatively grim right now. Okay, I do need somebody to prioritize building this thing out so we can get oxygen in here. Well, they finished the rest of that pipe. They just need to get that vent, and then the air can flow in there. So if somebody can tackle that for me, that would be amazing. Okay, the air did settle down here a little bit now, so we do have some breathable air down there. It's not great, but, you know, we have something. I guess maybe with one duplicant producing CO2 down here, too, it sort of helped out a little bit. We're not keeping up so well with the food production. Probably because our plants are stifling. This has been one sloppy playthrough so far, I'm not going to lie. Alright, he's just about... Alright, we have a vent. That's good. So we finally have oxygen now flowing into 3 different spaces in our base. That should help a little bit as long as we can keep the power supply going. That's going to be a very big must-have. Over here, let's just knock this whole wall out. I'm going to deconstruct this. We're going to dig this out. We'll let the cool air in here with the supercomputer sitting, and then we'll keep this the sealed door here so that when people go in and out, they'll have to hold their breath in there because it's going to be a vacuum. But at least they can do little bits of research at a time. I really need to get that medical bay going. So let's get that taken care of. Let's get Crazy Dave on the table here now that King Golden's off of there. There we go. Hopefully he's got enough air now that he can breathe a little bit while he gets healed up. Sorry, Crazy Dave. Rough shape. Look at that. I love the little cast and stuff it puts on him. That's funny. He's got one on his arm, one on his leg. I'm not even sure if that's what's hurting him, but, you know, whatever makes him better, I guess. Tons of coal we're building up here. How's our air pressure? Things are looking okay, but again, Dave's sitting down here in really crappy air. That's not good. Where's he headed? Oh, he's getting to the bathroom. All right. We have some research underway. How's our temperature looking for that? It's getting on the warm side, but it's not too crazy hot yet. Somebody did deconstruct the wall, but they haven't dug out this side of it yet. So let's maybe get somebody prioritized on that. We'll get some cool air in here sooner rather... Well, not air, but cool vacuum in here, I guess. Sooner rather than later. This is starting to mellow out temperature-wise. It's still scorching hot, but the air around it isn't quite so bad. All right, so here's our plan. There are a few things in here that we want to get a hold of that are going to help out a little bit with our temperature management. So I'm going to build a little platform across here. And then what I really want is for them to get a hold of some of this wolframite that I can use for doing some heat sinking. So I think one of the big gaps that I had in the way that I had everything set up was that I wasn't making use of the thermal properties of the different materials we have to work with. So if you take a look at wolframite, if I can actually get the dig symbol off of it, if you take a look at the wolframite, in the details we can see that it actually has a thermal conductivity of 15, which is just massive compared to pretty much everything else. And it has a super high melting point. It's at temperature minus 33.5, so this stuff's super cold, but the biggest thing is that it's got a huge thermal conductivity. And what that does is it helps to kind of leach the temperature away from the different things it's sitting on. Its overheat temperature is also like plus 1,500 degrees, which is... or plus 1,500%, which is just crazy. I mean, and then when you go look at things like gold amalgam, which is up here, the gold amalgam has thermal conductivity of only 2 compared to 15. The higher the number, the better it is at drawing temperature in or drawing heat in. And it has a melting point of 125 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty good that way. It's better than some of the other materials anyway. And apparently when you build a generator out of the gold amalgam, you actually get like a bonus to your overheat, which is kind of cool. But I want to get a hold of my hands on some of this wolframite, so we can maybe make use of that a little bit. And then it's also going to give us a chance to dig up some snow. Now, I'm going to need a storage bin for this because I'm going to use the snow ultimately down here to help cool off my water purifier. We're going to build a storage bin there. How's our oxygen level going? Things are getting a little nicer in the living quarters. It's starting to turn a little bit more blue, and that's exactly what we need. So the way I actually have this set up now is the air comes down, and 50% of the flow goes into their living quarters, and the other 50% is going over to these two areas in the base. With the flooring that's here, and oddly enough, it actually helps a little bit with the thermal issues that come out of the research station, though it doesn't produce nearly as much heat as the supercomputer does. It gives us flow through of the air, but also it helps leach off some of the temperature a little bit. So you can see that in this whole area, the temperatures are looking really good. This is now on the hot side, so we're going to have to put it on hold probably in a minute, just to avoid it getting to the point where it's scorching people again. Yeah, the temperature comes down a little bit when they're not using it because it's a little bit colder, but as soon as they start to use it again, it immediately ramps up. I'm going to put this on hold for a minute, let that cool down. I don't want it to get so hot that people start getting scorched. When this thing starts to overheat, it just seems to go up and up and up. It doesn't really have a stopping point. So let's let it take care of that. We do have the cabling all connected here, so we can generate power now with that hydrogen. And unfortunately, we are going to have to turn this thing on because the gases are really building up in here. We're going to start to run out of oxygen supply. So this thing needs to start to draw that down. So we're going to enable the building. That'll let the hydrogen run. It'll burn through that relatively quickly. I mean, this pump really moves a lot of gas. So when it starts going through here, we're gonna have a big temperature issue because it's gonna build up fast. I think maybe we'll try to wall this off a little bit so we're not having to deal directly with it. Let's maybe go like this. No, not like that. I want a door. I need a door to get through. Come on, guys. We use a mechanized airlock here and here. That'll help kind of block a little bit of the heat away from the sensitive areas and try to keep it trapped in here. If we can take out this space, it'll give more room for the heat to expand also, while I'm setting up other arrangements to sort of control it. Still sitting at 0 kilocalories. Not good. Not good at all. It's going to be a little tight getting things done with the 7 people that we have. So right now I'm focused on trying to build up food. I've got 2 people on the medical pots that are kind of taking away from that. We've got 2 people running on the generators. Actually, with this generator running, we probably don't need both of these. So let's lower the priority on these things so they focus on other things first. Probably this one too. This thing's just pumping like crazy, and it's totally full of hydrogen, so it should be able to run for a while. Even if this pump turns off, which it actually did just now, because there's plenty in the pipe, this thing will keep running for a while afterwards. So I think we're good for power that way. So if I can take them off of power generation, let the machine do its thing, that'll give them an opportunity to kind of run around and take care of some of these other tasks that are going to be really important. Temperature's cooled down over here, so it's better that way too. There is a little bit of food hanging out in this vacuum up here on the top. Now, I'm not really thrilled about drawing more oxygen off of my base again, but I mean, this food is going to be more important than the air very soon, as people start to die of starvation on me. Air pressure is still ultimately really good in the, well, not really good, but it's better in the living quarters. We're hovering around 700 grams per tile, so that's not so bad. Down here, things are not looking pretty. Holding their breath. Just hold your breath a really long time while you're on that medical table. It's going to be a bit. Temperature over here is good. Let's get this going again. Try to get that research finished. Ultimately, I'm going to relocate this bathroom, too. It's kind of... Oh, you know what? What's going on here? This is awaiting delivery of filtration medium. I've got polluted air going here. That might be part of the breathable oxygen problem I have. I didn't really even notice that right away. Lots of polluted oxygen floating around in here. So I'm going to maybe take care of that if we can. Let's do a double scrubber in this place. Set a priority as 6 on this. Try and get that taken care of. They are getting a little bit of food up here. We got 5,000 calories now, so that's good. There's a little bit of muckroot they can grab up here. There's also some lice. I can dig up these to get the seeds. Oh yeah, look, carbon dioxide over here. We got, I think there's some polluted oxygen over here. I think things are looking a little rough in this place. Oddly enough, this air scrubber is still running, but it looks like the water purifier is similarly waiting on delivery of filtration medium. So it's got sand again. It can start running. Looks like Crazy Dave's made a pretty good recovery. He's down to only having light wounds, so that's good. Things are starting to bounce back a little bit. We've got a little bit better airflow in here. This thing's pumping like crazy. We've got good power generation coming off of our hydrogen generator, which is awesome. We're not even running a coal generator right now, which is even better. We're not having to use the manual generation. Batteries seem to be filling up okay. We have actual food production down here now on our lice plants, which is, yeah, it's kind of iffy still. We're right on the borderline. Somebody get to this thing ultimately before this thing drops off. The air pressure down here is still a little bit iffy. If it drops too low, then it's not going to keep growing. This thing really needs to kick it up a notch and do some more scrubbing. We need a material delivery over here for this thing. It's funny, they've really deprioritized delivering sand to different things. You really have to kind of crank that up a little bit. I don't know what the deal is. They used to just take care of that as a matter of priority all the time. Who got scalded? Is the computer really hot again? Yeah, it is pretty hot. Let's unqueue that. Get that taken care of. Oh, what do we got here injury-wise? Fluffy's Bunny's got moderate wounds. Light wounds. Light wounds. All right, let's get Fluffiest Bunny, or Fluffiest Teddy, rather. Sorry, Fluffy. We got Fluffiest Teddy on there. Oh, see, we did harvest that just in time. Just like that, we've already run into a scenario where the air level dropped too low and the plant stifled. So we got the lice off there in time, though, so we did get some food out of it. This little thing might have to go. He's gonna be kind of a nuisance because he's right at that level where he can eat the mush bars that are sitting on the ground. I have this prioritized at a 5. Let's set it at a 6, and that might help them pick the food up off the ground. There we go. Oh, he ate it. All right. Well, you know, as long as it got off the ground. Okay, somebody put it in there, so that's good. As long as they pick it up and put it away, that'll make a big difference. Crazy Dave, I forgot I took all your jobs off. I'm probably gonna want to fix that. There we go. We'll take combat off still. I don't want anyone fighting right now. Okay, recovery is beginning. How are we doing over here? It's time to prioritize this. Get this done. Okay, so I have this storage bin the storage compactor that I've just built down here by the air scrubber and the water purifier, both of which are running on the hot side. Because of the heat the water purifier is putting out, it's actually been damaging the air scrubber. But we can solve for that actually really simply. I'm ultimately going to end up swapping this out for tile flooring probably also, but in the meantime, I'm going to put liquefiable contents in this container. We'll put the snow in here at priority 6. So whenever they get snow for the next little bit, they're going to stick it down in this container. And I have them digging snow right now, so they should go and retrieve it and put it in the storage compactor. Let's do priority 7 on this little block here. So what'll happen is the snow that gets stored in here will get heated up by the temperature that's coming off the water purifier. That'll cause the snow inside the compactor to melt. It will leak out onto the floor, and it will help cool both of these machines, and then I won't have to worry about the temperature down there anymore. Next thing I'm going to take care of is let's stop our food from going bad on us. We're going to put 2 ration boxes out here in the cold area. Again, we're going to prioritize these as a 6, so they can get that taken care of. We got somebody fell and got hurt. Zavrin. Moderate wounds, holding his breath. Let's get Zavrin on the table here. Try to get him better. So these 2 food boxes, or ration boxes rather, will let us store the food out here in the cold, and then it won't spoil anymore. So all the food that we're producing, including the lice that we collect off these plants, will stay nice and fresh. Won't have to worry about that dying on me anymore. That should make a significant difference also. All right, we got some of that wolframite, so let's take care of doing some gas-permeable tiles with the wolframite. We're going to put them underneath these items here that are running really hot, and we'll also put some wolframite tiling underneath this generator as long as we have enough of the wolframite that we've managed to gather up. I'm not sure that we did get enough of it, but we'll find out soon enough. All right, I think at this point our colony's pretty much turned a corner. So a few more cycles have gone by. We're at cycle 43 now. Stress is in an infinitely better place. People have gotten healed up a little bit. I finished the research on the med bay, which is good. I did put in some control doors over here to help kind of manage the temperature away from the hydrogen generator, but it hasn't really been that big of an issue since it only runs periodically at this point. I also dug out all the copper that was located up here so that we could work on building a few other things that needed some work. Actually, I should get rid of this stuff here. I didn't realize there was copper hanging right there. We did have some water that flowed in through the door that melted outside here and helped drain down into the area where it was actually melting snow in my storage compactor, which also melted its contents, and it's now laying on the floor. And as you can see, it's done quite a bit to help cool this down. It's still on the warm side, but it's not running hot anymore, and it's definitely not scorching. So now my duplicants can run down here, and they don't have to worry about getting burned, and they're not having to constantly repair this thing either, so that's going to save us a ton of metal because they're just not having to constantly fix it. They finally got around to fixing the last battery and dug out this area over here. Overall, you can see the thermal pattern across our base is looking much, much better than what it was at. This supercomputer, now that's sitting in this little skim of water here that's from melted snow, is staying cold pretty much all the time, even when we're running it. The weird thing is the toilets, or the outhouses rather, and the compost pile, they always run like in the cold range also. I'm not really entirely sure why that is. For some reason, it seems like they're defecating at sub-zero temperatures. So I don't know. Their poop is coming out frozen even though they're overheated. So I don't know what the deal is there. But we have a good supply of oxygen. The living quarters in particular are well oxygenated. Now this door is here. We're not having extra oxygen spill out down this stairway. Now that I think of it, I should actually just tile this in, and we'll put another door down here too, so we can make sure that we keep that trapped. I'm going to put a little bit down here to help the airflow down to where our plants are located here. We'll just put in some tiling. We have just copper for that. So the wolframite came in handy down here. We built gas-permeable tile out of it. But overall, everything seems to have recovered well. Crazy Dave, I'm happy to say, has made a full recovery. He's not injured anymore. I think we do still have some people that might have some minor injuries we might want to take care of, but not too much at the moment. In order to make sure that we don't run into that particular problem again, I think what I'm going to do is build a little rejuvenator pod down here. This thing goes much faster. They jump in, get a quick rejuvenation, and then they jump back out again. It kind of heals them up over time. Our food has started to recover. We're at 5,000 kilocalories. We have been picking up some lice off our plants, which are actually growing a little bit now. Now that we're getting a little bit better air pressure. It's starting to back up a little bit down here now. Overall, not super bad, though. Some of this air kind of spread out. As this kind of builds up, I'm going to repressurize. Over here, I want to make sure that this is blocked off so that we're not wasting any air in this upper area. And I think we might have actually finished the research entirely now. We did. All right, so we have all the items researched, so we no longer need the supercomputer or this little research station, so both of those can get deconstructed. That'll save on power and temperature. Let's throw a little mechanized door in here. Actually, you know what? I'm not really planning to go through there much. Let's use a manual airlock instead. Just stick that right there. will help to just try and start getting a little bit more of a self-contained base in terms of like oxygen. And that way we're not trying to supply air everywhere. But I think overall it's looking much, much better now. The gases are a lot better. Everybody's feeling better. We have good power supply still. Temperatures are looking much better. It's still really warm down here, but it's not scorching hot anymore. So we'll get this taken care of again. I did get this cooled down, but it's starting to heat up again. We could use the hydro fan, but the hydro fan is apparently bugged, and it unfortunately gets into like this crazy freezing loop where you can just basically turn your entire base into ice. That's not really something we want to do. We want to keep the colony alive. But I'm going to call it a wrap for today. We have made some good progress here. I think when we come back next time, we'll get the coal generator set up again. We'll do it a little bit more intelligently this time, so that we're not scalding people constantly, and we're better controlling the heat that's coming out of that. I think the key when you're setting all those things up is to plan for the heat in advance, and then sort of design your space and your room, and ultimately, and then if you can make use of this area out here, that's helpful too. I'd like to dig up this Wheezewort so we can use that too. But thanks everyone for checking out the video. Hope you enjoy these and you'll come back and check out some more. We'll come back to the Needy Acropolis next time and make a little bit more progress. But in the meantime, I'm as always CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.